So, guys, welcome. Welcome to Q. Evil or just naughty? Evil or just plain naughty, like a naughty child, sort of like I guess Squire of Gothos, right? That Q-like being entity that Captain Kirk tangled with in Star Trek: The Original Series. But Q, of course, is probably the most. I was going to say the most powerful and popular Star Trek alien entity by far. I think he's also, of course, the most popular just Star Trek guest star because coming from Next Generation, first appearance in Encounter at Farpoint, and then he went to Deep Space Nine for an episode or so, and then in Voyager, he went, I think it was five or so, four or five at least, with his kind of Honey Janeway, which is kind of an in joke because John de Lancie, the great actor who portrays Q and who gave us Q, is good friends with Kate Mulgrew, who plays Captain Janeway. But the focus today is yes, is he just evil, plain old evil, sort of like Khan or Gul Dukat, or a lot of the other, some say the Borg Queen. I look at the Borg Queen as just being the not merely the bringing order to chaos, but it's not truly like maybe her will. It's more a collective will and a collective mission. While someone like Q, he is part of the continuum, yet he just goes out on his own and bounces around to do what, bedevil and torture starship captains like Captain Jean-Luc Picard, mon capitaine. So about a year ago, I did a video, Star Trek Q goes on trial for crimes against humanity, because he's always putting us on trial, right? He's always putting Starship Enterprise and Picard and such on trial. So why not him? And I did a list of all his crimes: abduction, assault, murder, manslaughter, and torture. And if you look over all the Q episodes and appearances, he is accused. He perpetrated all these. He abducted people. He outright murdered people. So I guess the philosophical meat, right, core, is an entity, can a being that is so much stronger, powerful, smarter than a human being, can they be put on trial, or should they even be called evil? The idea of a moral framework, does it not apply to Q? Well, I would say in a quickly, real thumbnail, we're much more advanced than most of the animals on the planet. They say dolphins, they even say elephants are incredibly smart, primates, chimps, very, very smart, pigs, but yet we're far more capable, powerful, and stronger in all these ways, and we slaughter them for our food and keep them as pets. Now, again, is that evil, or is it just being convenient? We're using them, the resources of the planet. So again, in that parallel to Q, because since he can do something and he's so much more capable than a human being, than humanity, is he being evil, abusive, or is he just being playful? Now, John de Lancie brings so much to that role. So I think that's one of the reasons. If I recall, I remember Gene Roddenberry, when they were casting and they were doing, auditions for main characters, certainly Encounter a Farpoint with Q. And I think he said something. He came out of the audition, and John de Lancie wasn't really sure who he was. He said, "Oh, you're the writer or whatever." And Gene Roddenberry kind of looked at him and said about the audition, "You make my words better." I think you make my words, writing, and script better for Encounter at Farpoint. That's a big statement for someone like Roddenberry, who has cast and written and produced for so many actors. And so I think that's really the trick with John de Lancie. If he wasn't as likable, fun, and just plain cool, then a lot of people would say, this guy is abusive, he's evil. But because John de Lancie brings so much to the character, we're just like, hey, do what you want to us as long as you repair it. And he usually does. He usually repairs his damage. But there are several instances when he does not. And people have died or gotten really damaged. And then of course he gave the powers, he bestowed the powers of the Q onto Will Riker to see his reaction to see what he would do with the men. If we watch the episode, we know how Riker decides and what he does. So, what are your thoughts? Is Q evil or is he just naughty? Maybe he's a combo. Maybe he's a little bit of both, right? What do you think? Leave some comments. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.